Hello teacher, my name is Dana Villavicencio. Today I'm going to answer and justify some reading comprehension questions and also share of my personal experience using these strategies. The first question: when encountering an unknown word, the first step should be my answer is identified if the word is essential for comprehension. Okay, so about my justification and my experience, this is correct because not every unknown word is important. For example, when I was reading an article about health, I found some difficult words. Instead of stopping, I asked myself, do I really need this word to understand the main idea? Sometimes the answer was no, and I could continue reading without problems. The next question: which is the correct order of the steps of reading? The answer: pre-reading, while reading, post reading. About my justification and more experience, this is correct because before reading we prepared and predict, while reading we monitor comprehension, and after reading we reflect. For example, before reading a text in class, I usually look at the title and picture to predict the topic. While reading, I highlight important words, and after reading, I make a short summary in my notebook. This process helped me understand better. Next question: while reading, strategies are used mainly to? My answer: monitor comprehension and annotate important ideas. Okay, so about my justification and more experience, this is correct because during reading we need to make sure we understand the text. For example, when I was reading about linguistics, I underlined some definitions and wrote short notes in the margin. That helped me stay focused, and later I used those notes to study for an exam. The next question: post reading strategies include? My answer is summarizing and discussing key ideas. About my justification or more experience, this is correct because after reading we should check our understanding. For instance, after reading a story in English class, I made a short summary and share it with my classmate. Discussing with them helped me realize new points that I didn't notice alone. Next question: annotating while reading means? My answer is making notes and mark to clarify and remember information. About my justification and my experience, this is correct because annotation helps us interact with the text. For example, when I was preparing for a presentation, I wrote questions and comments in the margin of my article. That made it easier for me to explain the ideas later. In this question, which of the following is a benefit of annotation? The answer: it helps recall important ideas later. Okay, about my justification and my experience, this is correct because when I annotate, I can review my notes instead for reading the raw text again. For example, when I studied for my last quiz, I only needed to check my highlights and notes, and that saved me a lot of time. Next, the last question is: which of these is not an effective annotation strategy? The answer is cooperate the entire text, my justification and my experience. This is correct because annotation means focusing on key ideas, not copying everything. No. Once I copied so much from a text and it didn't help me. Later, I learned that writing only short notes and keywords is much more effective. Okay, thank you so much for listening. These strategies are not only answer to question, but also real tools that I have used in my life as a student, and they have helped me improve my reading skill. Thank you so much.